Mighty.
From Alien 3.
You can't celebrate the 20th Century Studios anniversary without having Alien or Predator around. So that's what I did today. I watched an Alien movie. I'll watch Predator 2 tomorrow. But I watched and I'm going to review Alien 3. Probably the most infamous film in the franchise for a reason. I'll get into that in a second. And also because the film has some kind of studio interference from what I've heard. I'll probably have to look up after doing this review. I mean, I heard about it because people were talking about it when they discussed the Chris Tallman Madam Web situation where studio interference that existed, and everyone knows about it since Alien 3. But putting that aside, before I give you my thoughts on this film, I should give you my thoughts on the first two Alien films, Alien and Aliens. I really liked the first Alien movie. I thought it was a very kind of a creepy and kind of a fun and a really terrifying horror sci-fi classic, and it really holds up to this day. And I really enjoyed Aliens. I thought it was a fun sci-fi action movie. And James Cameron never misses it because he did a great job directing the film. So we got this third film that came out a few years after Aliens in 1992. And the film was one of the worst reviewed sequels of all time. It was one of the most infamous on the franchise, like between this and Resurrection. So what are my thoughts on this film? This film, I don't hate it. I don't love it either. It's kind of in the best way in a way, honestly. Because there are some good things about this film. Of course, Sigourney Weaver does still a good job in the role. She is iconic as Ellen Ripley, and she does a good job handling some of the giving a lot of gives a great performance in the film and has some good anger and emotional talking in a way with the other characters. And I really thought seeing Lane Harrison for a bit was kind of nice to see at the end. Even though I knew he was gonna be in it because it showed in the opening credits. But whatever. And there are some good kills in the film, like this one character that gets chopped by a fan, which I thought was pretty gruesome. And also some of the kills that was people that were killed by the alien, those were pretty gruesome in a way, or in terms of like the amount of blood that we see in the film. And also one character gets shot before Ellen's death. I'll get to that in a second. But there are some good kills throughout the film. I thought they look nice. And the special effects on the alien doesn't look too bad, honestly. It doesn't look too bad. Wish it had more screen time, but whatevs. That's about it, because I feel like the biggest problem with the movie is the other supporting characters are very flat. I didn't care that much about the other characters except for Ellen, since we didn't know them before Alien 1 or 2. And they were kind of like boring and flat, to be honest. Honestly, in my opinion. But there were some cool ones, and like especially in the third act that were had some awesome fight with the alien trying to stop it. But for the majority of the film, they were fine. Um, I mean, I thought the climax was very awesome. To be honest, the final battle was pretty awesome. That's another praise. Um, and what else to say? I So yeah, I'll give praise to the performance of Sigourney Weaver, the effects on the alien, the final battle, and some little critique of like the other supporting characters, and also praise for the kills. So I guess we'll take a look. Let's talk about the death of Ellen Ripley, because I mean, I knew going into this film, I already knew she was gonna die. So throughout the film, I've been waiting for it to happen. And how they executed it was not the best way to go. She pretty much had to do it to save uh, everybody or something like that, to sacrifice herself. Um, and she jumps off of a lava. And honestly, kind of like how before she dies, she gets a chest burst. I thought that was honestly a cool way to have what to happen to her before she dies. Um, and honestly, it's a better death scene than John Connor's death from Dark Fate, since that one's a different story. But I was not a fan of the execution of her death, but it could have been a little bit worse. Um, so I knew going into this film, I expected her to die, and how she died was a little was a little weird. Um, so overall, Alien 3 is not one say is a a piece of trash, but it's not my favorite Alien movie at all. Um, um, so what are you guys' thoughts on Alien 3? Let me know in the comments below, and hope you see you and see you soon.